What's up, everybody? Peacekeeper today for you guys. Welcome back to the Th13, where I'm actually going to be recapping the war that we did like yesterday. So, Th13 versus Lebanese camp. We ended up losing. They did really well. I think this is ESL clan, I believe, and they do like league wars and stuff. So they did really well. I enjoyed this war a lot, even though we lost. Um, it, we learn a lot as well, especially on how they're attacking and how we can plan our attacks better. So I enjoyed this war even though we ended up losing. So we did put down 51. They did put down a lot of triples. Even myself got tripled as well. So I enjoyed this war muchly. So I'm gonna be recapping my 3 stars and my six pack actually. And that six pack in this war, which is really good. They had some pretty good bases in my opinion. I'm so glad I ended up bringing a six pack to this war. So I ended up hitting 14. Mike ended up tripling as well. A couple of guys tripled. So I hit 20 and I ended up hitting 14. So we're gonna recap 14 first. So to show you guys, I'll show off some of my guys triples as well, but they did pretty well. So this was the first base. To me, this wasn't such a bad base. It had lower walls, but to me, it wasn't a bad base. But I've seen it already, so I'm super glad to triple in it. So I ended up using Queen Charles Hybrid. So my first saw on the base, I did it in a video earlier. I did post it. I ended up Queen charging out the Town Hall to get the CC. The two bows, I had three support breakers, so one will go into here, want to go over here, depending on where the queen goes. Like one, at least one of the scatters, with the queen charge. So I raid spell in here. I'm just gonna one time exit. So you guys can see I had two archers. I normally do the archers just to look for free buildings. So I drop the queen directly on to the laboratory. Drop the balloon to look for any secret air mines. And just to distract support breaker over because the queen went to her left side, which was good, and the queen ended up going directly for the tunnel, which was good. To me, I didn't think I need the red spell. I went safe because I know the ground balls would have targeted by now. And you see, if I didn't have the red spell, I believe those headhunters would have destroyed my queen, especially with um, the super minions. So that's why I believe I red spell super early. Because I had a feeling there would have been super minions in that CC. So then, the queen did exactly what I wanted her to do. I wanted to wall break into here. That's where I wanted, but the support breaker ended up going here, which is totally fine. I could support breaker again to get into the queen compartment with the scatter. So I can use my third support breaker to get in. I read spell again because the queen would have stepped up, and I dropped my headhunter. Even though my queen got through, I probably dropped the headhunter a little bit later. The headhunter ended up targeting revealing the tornado trap, which was actually super good. And then I start my king up here. While the queen was getting onto the scatter part, the king's ability. King did pretty well. I wanted the pack actually to come into here, but it's totally fine. The hybrid had a good line anyway. So they line into here. Queen is still working. I had the queen's ability. I had another great spell for her as well. No, I actually didn't. I just had her ability. I had two freezes after. I probably could have popped the runner's ability through here. We had a ton of giant bombs through that compartment. I popped the queen's ability. Queen is on the wall. Scatter is still targeting her. I believe I then popped the queen's ability. I mean the warden's ability because the queen was actually in the warden's ability, which was super good. I believe that's why I held it off. But the queen did pretty well. She got through the world champion, but she ended up dying off there. I still had two heals, so I healed over on the eagle because there was a Tesla farm, and I healed over here due to the with the wizard tower and the multi target in front of target. And it's going super well. I started freeze. I started world champion's ability, so I believe I did pretty well on this base planet. And we ended up bringing out the triple. I still had a ton of miners up. I had to freeze, and they decided to freeze too. So that was a decent freeze, freezing the scatter, the wizard tower, and the ground bull. So I believe I did super well on this base, and I believe I planned it pretty well, and it ended up coming out with the triple as well. So the miners are just gonna finish at the base, and then this world champion gets the archer tower, and we bring out with the first triple, which went pretty well. So now we're gonna go in here to the second base I hit, and hitting number 14. I went a little higher up on the war map because I like this base. So this is the base here, right here. I've seen this base before and I have failed on it. I have failed on it. I ended up queen charging with Town Hall. My spells weren't too good. I didn't raid spell, I didn't freeze properly because these were two ground bows. I believe the air bows changed it much, but it was still like a bow farm. And I ended up failing because it was a ton of headhunters that came with DCC and my hybrid failed. So I ended up changing that. So we're gonna go in here and see what I did. So I ended up, instead of me queen charging Town Hall, to me queen charging Town Hall and the CC wasn't a bad idea, but I ended up changing and queen charging over here. So I dropped the archer. This archer was a bad placement. I wanted to at least try to get inside of this because it still had a little range. This I made sure I looked, but I dropped the archer a little too far because I could have easily used the archer to take out this mortar, but the archer ended up dying off, so I ended up using the wizard. And see where the wizard would place is where it was supposed to place the archer. But place the archer just like a tile over, right over where you can see the where she died is where I placed the archer. Just had to place the wizard a little further up, and I would have taken out the mortar easily. So the wizard just did pretty much clean up. I ended up taking out this, which was actually the funnel. You can see if that wizard didn't take out that barracks, she would have walked over here. But to me, it wouldn't have been bad because it would have been able to take out two scatters, but it would have been a pretty bad line from my hybrid. So the queen did pretty well. I swore it into here. I dropped the baby dragon because of the cannon, just to funnel that out. And it did pretty well because the queen did exactly, she went exactly where I wanted her to go. At first, I thought this elixir collector was going to pull her, but she actually went straight in, which was super surprising to me because she took out the scatter. She came in, took out the air defense, took out that, the elixir collector I said, and then the clan castle came coming out. So there were some goblins, two headhunters, and a lava hound. So I dropped my siege barracks over on the bottom hand side, 6 o'clock, and then the king worked around, and then the minion, I ended up using the poison a little too early, and I believe so I ended up freezing these just to save her. I needed her to stay alive. I ended up dropping the hogs first and then the miners, which is super weird. So the queen is still working. I drop another support breaker so she can get into this and this in front of her. So it went pretty well. I still had another rage for her. This heal that I dropped on the town hall, I believe I didn't really need it. I could have just worn his abilities through the town hall, but it's still not working out. So I started rage spell for the queen. I used that rage spell here in a minute. Yes, and the queen is still alive. And I believe the heal wasn't the bad play in my part. So I froze the scatter because I didn't want the scatter. I didn't want the queen to die. So I froze the scatter, and the warden is still up. I had I used my last heal over on this bottom hand side. The miners are still working, hulls are still working, jet bomb, and then the eagle artillery shot, and then the eagle and with the I forgot what it's called, the bomb tower. I thought everything died off, and at this point I thought it was over. But I ended up seeing a ton of miners coming out, and then started Royal China's ability. So I part her ability to get through the single. I met sure I procced it early, so she got some damage on the single. And then we had a ton of miners, and I was like, oh, we definitely got this triple. But I like this base layout, and I believe I was super happy that I ended up cracking it with this one. So the miners had a ton of miners left up, and we ended up cleaning up the space for the 6 pack in this world, which was super nice. I even swiped the queen's ability. I didn't even need the queen's ability, which was super nice. I ended up destroying that base. So we're gonna look at some of my other guys' attacks. I believe Mike and Galley ended up tripling as well. I believe those were the only triples in this war. So we're gonna look at Mike and we're gonna look at Galley, and we'll see. So this is another decent base as well. I like these layouts, especially the open layouts. I mostly get some base layouts, and when I mean base layouts, I normally get the wall layouts. I normally can build the base from the buildings, not from the walls, which sounds super weird, but it's gonna be pretty nice to see. So he ended up using invisibility spells with some a lava hound. So you can see he ended up using a blimp So he was using a Houdini blimp, but he used a hound in this area. So he had four invisibility spells, a red spell especially for them. So he froze the scatter as well just to get the invisibility, the blimp in a little further. The This was in a factor, especially where this was placed. The I forgot what it's called. The air sweeper was placed, would have pushed him where he didn't want to. So he used the rage invisibility spell and let loose in a couple of the barbarians, and he's freezing over the scatter. So he wanted the eagle, he wanted the clan castle down. He's gonna use another invisibility spell just to get his scatter now, and I believe he's gonna use it one more time. Yes, he will. And oh, giant bomb! So they didn't really get everything, but it got enough. So he used a couple. He used a golem here. So I like that he used a golem here, because you can see. Ooh, I like that chain. You can see the all of the Tesla farm. So using the golem there was really well played by Mike. He still had some ice golems and golems. He used a golem over here with some super wizards. So it was more of like a super wizard smash type attack. He saw the jump and freezes, so I believe he would use a jump to get, yep, exactly where I had a feeling he would use that jump just to get into there. He had a super wall break as well, so he broke into there, he bought invisibility. So all the spells he had was the freezes, so he had to be super complacent with his freezes. He needed to use his freezes really well. So he froze this in the Inferno with the Queen, which was a nice freeze. He has a single target on the back end where he needs to keep a freeze, but he didn't have any more freezes, so he needed to get through that single. He saw some ice golems and stuff, super wizards working, so I believe the heroes really did it for him in this attack. The heroes really had to bring something out. So the Royal Champ is on the body hand side, taking out just took out the bow and is taking out the cannon. And I believe he's gonna part his Royal Champ's ability probably to chain to the Inferno. No, he's actually saving it a little longer than he want. The king is still tanking, which is good. The king did a lot of tanking, but the Royal Champion ended up dying. So it seems that the queen had to clutch out this attack and take out the bull. So the king is still tanking really well. He saw the queen's ability. Queen actually comes in. So I think if the queen went out, it would have been so bad. He saw the opening, but it had some storages. So he pops the queen's ability. Queen is gonna get through the storage, and the queen can't even target the inferno. Oh, wow, I didn't even watch this attack. So it seems that all the barbarians and archers saved the queen. You can see, yeah, the queen ended up getting saved by the archers, which was super clutch. So the inferno does go down to the archer queen. So nice attack by Mike. Really clutch by that queen. Not being targeted by that single. I believe the queen targeted the single, she definitely would have died off there. So the next attack we can watch here is from Crackers and the tripling as well. So definitely this would be the last one. So box base, I've seen this base a lot. This base is really seen. This box type base is seen a lot in Legends League. Normally I Electron Lalo this base. The queen is not like where she normally would have been. She would have been like in here. The Inferno is in the correct place. The Inferno would have been where this would be, and then the queen would have been here. So I would Electron over here, take this out. The queen would have been over here probably. I would take out the Royal Champion, use everything here to funnel, and then Lalo from this air defense to this air defense, then to that, and I would triple this base. So you can see what we will see what my boy Crackers would have done. He's using a P.E.K.K.A Smash with lightning spell. So he's lightning out the scatter so that he would only have to fight one scatter, and he had nice pathing. So he drops a balloon over here with the warden, and he definitely wants to go from up top here to here to jump in here probably. We'll see, but he has two jump spells. He has Siege Barracks as well with one red spell, so that one red spell definitely will be in the center or by the town hall. So the warden is working pretty nicely. He's gonna pull the warden now. Surprisingly, they use the healers on the warden. Glad that warden didn't die. He used support breaker, which is nice. He's probably gonna jump in through here. Siege Barracks on the bottom hand side. That's a nice play with Siege Barracks. Yeah, jump spell goes exactly where I thought. He has some witches as well. No poison for the super minions and headhunters, but he partly won his ability early because the headhunters would have wrecked the warden, so it's better safe than sorry. So witches are coming in. with some of the P.E.K.K.A.s. He's probably going to raid spell here in a second when he does get through in the middle. The P.E.K.K.A.s are working on the Town Hall. Town Hall does go down. The P.E.K.K.A.s do a lot of damage, but it starts some healers out, which is really good. Hall's coming to Siege Barracks to come around the base, which is a nice play. He does raid spell in the middle of the base. The Hogs ended up dying, but he saw the pack of P.E.K.K.A.s over here running around the base, which is super nice. Royal Champion pops her ability, Queen pops her ability, Giant Bomb goes off. She ended up taking a lot of damage before that was a turtle takes her out. Royal Champion still alive. The Royal Champion in backing was alive, but the P.E.K.K.A. ended up taking her, and I believe that really brought the triple intuition. The Royal Champion with clutch health, like she has zero health. You can see nothing on her. And well, that P.E.K.K.A. taking out that world champion, I believe, really set up that triple. So GG to Crackers. That was a really, really nice attack. So we're gonna watch one more time. I believe that would be it. So I believe Mike, I believe he watched this one. Yeah, I believe he did. So it's Galley, GA77A, and the tripling this base. So he's actually using the Super Wee Wee, where you would use 8 quakes. You would quake the Town Hall, yep, quaking the Town Hall, and he uses a log launcher. So the strategy and well, the main thing for this attack, you need to quake the Town Hall twice at least, because you want the log launcher to be taking out the Town Hall, because you'll be like mostly going the other side of the base. So you can see quakes open here. Ooh, he actually didn't quake all of the Town Hall. So this, you can do this. If you can get damage in Town Hall with the quakes, is nice. So it seems he opened up the entire base. So say if the Town Hall was in the middle of the base, and you would quake the Town Hall and then quake on the other side to get the Town Hall as well. That is the best thing to do. Because you want the log launcher taking out the Town Hall, because you're only using one rage. And you're popping the runner's ability super early to save stuff. So that's why you would do that. So he ended up opening the entire base. So it seems like he'd be using the warden's ability over the Town Hall, which is good. He's using, had a pretty nice fight on some witches on the outside. You use one or two witches, couple wizards on both sides, and this, and then he sent everything out the middle when you get that funnel established. He uses the raid spell pretty early, which is good. And then he's probably going to put his warden's ability here in a second. He uses poison on the super minions, and he's going to warden here. Yeah, he wardens now, and it's a pretty nice warden's ability as well. King takes out the eagle. Eagle gets out a couple more shots before it does go down. The log launcher was spun around by the tornado trap, so you can see the logs are going everywhere. The two scatters are still out on the back end, and he has a single. He still has two freezes as well, so which is good. A ton of the golems or columnites are down here. They weren't really tanking much anymore, no, but they're gonna get in front. Partly Royal Champ's ability to get to the scatter. Starts the scatter, he freezes the scatter, and one of the ice golems ends up freezing. The queen takes so the other scatter. He starts a freeze spell, so he can use this freeze spell on this single if he needs to. Royal Champion's still working, but she's pretty low in health. He started to freeze, and he does freeze he freezes the Wizard Tower, but the World Champion does go down, but he has a ton of skeletons on the outside. Queen is working on the ground ball. Queen is still alive, so if she takes out this Archer Tower, is definitely going to be a triple. And he does take out the Queen does take out the Archer Tower, so all that's left is a mortar, and the Queen runs directly to the mortar. Please take out the mortar, Queen. She does with two shots, and it seems like super clutch, and the skeletons end up cleaning up the base for a triple. So GG to Gali. That was a super nice attack. But I enjoy this war, even though, and especially me bringing a 6-pack. Especially on these super, not really tough, but you need to really plan, especially on these bases. WHP ended up getting a triple as well, which is super, super nice. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, especially me recapping my 6-pack went down in this clan, especially against this ESL war clan. They did super, super well. So shouts out to them for this war. It was really competitive and I enjoyed it. But I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys feel free, hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe as well. Feel free to hit the notification bell as well if you don't want to miss any Clash of Clans content, especially for any war content that I do want to bring to the channel. But I hope you guys have an awesome day. I'm Peacekeeper, and I'm out.